What is up, you guys? Welcome back and welcome if you're new. In today's video, we're going to be installing a TRD Pro skid plate onto my 2020 Toyota Tacoma. I know if I was you guys, I would probably go with an actual brand of a skid plate. I would highly recommend probably getting like a CBI skid plate. If you do end up wanting to purchase one of those, I'll make sure to link it down below. But as far as for today's video, it's going to be a super simple install, really nothing too hard. Let's go ahead and get into this video and just show you how it's done. Before we do get started, for those that don't know what a skid plate is, basically what we're going to be replacing is this black shield that's right here, and then there's also another little section that's underneath, which I'll show you in a minute. We're going to be replacing it for, as I stated, the TRD Pro one, which is this here. And once again, I would highly suggest probably going with the CBI one instead if you have the money. It's actually very simple. We're first going to take off this front end, which has 4 screws holding it into place, and then some hooks, one there and one there. So let me go ahead and show you how it's done. It's really easy. So in this section here, you're going to want to go ahead and get a 12mm socket and remove those screws. Let me go ahead and show you where they're at. First one's going to be right here. And the second one's going to be right on the opposite side. Once we remove those, you want to go ahead and now look a little bit on the inside, and let me show you where the rest of the screws are. You're going to see one right about there. That's also going to be a 12mm. And you're going to see one right here, which is also the same size. Let's do those now. I'm going to go ahead and scoot you guys back so you can see exactly how I take it off. Right here, the back, you're going to notice it's just going to fall over and it's still holding into place. All that's really holding it up is this hook here and this hook here. So you just kind of pull it up and around and it comes right off. Nothing too hard. So now that we removed this section here, let's go ahead and pull you guys back inside the truck so you guys can see what I'm looking at now. So up next, we're going to be removing now this other skid plate. That is the factory one, of course. There's going to be one screw, which you're not going to be able to see, but it's literally right here. In person, you'll be able to see it. It's a 12mm, and then there's one right here exactly on the opposite side, holding it up. It's also a 12mm right inside. Let's take those off now. Once you removed those two, let's go ahead and scoot you guys down a little more. Right about in this angle, you're going to notice there's a bolt there. And there's also going to be a bolt right in here. Those are also the same size. Nothing hard about this. I'm going to push you guys back. Once you've taken those 4 screws out, this thing literally just falls right out. It does have a small hook, which all you got to do is push back towards the back of the truck and it'll release it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and scoot you guys back so you see what I'm going to do right now. So there's going to be 4 more bolts that you do need to remove. So now we're almost done. We're going to go ahead and now remove, there's a bolt here in the back, and there's also one right here in the back. You're going to remove those 2 with the 17mm socket. And then looking up front right here, you're going to remove this bolt here. And then on the 2020 Tacomas, you're going to notice there's 2 bolts right here. You're going to remove the inner bolt, which is this one here. Those are also a 17mm. Let's go ahead and get to it and show you how it's done. Now we're going to remove the ones in the back as stated. So there's one here. You're going to notice there's one right here, but there's also another one in the back. You want to remove the one in the back that's closest to the back of the truck. So this side, you're going to do the same thing. There's 1 and 2. You want to remove the one that's closest to the back of the truck. Super simple as stated, nothing too hard. All right, so for the back, we already technically removed it when we removed the plate, so we don't need to do anything there. Now you want to go ahead and grab your new skid plate and mount it, and basically where you removed these screws, these 2 screws, that's where you're going to be mounting the actual bolts that are provided from TRD. So let's do it. In this section here, you're probably going to see me struggle because, not going to lie, the skid plate is kind of heavy. So if you do have a second person to help you out, that would probably be something helpful. You're going to notice on the TRD skid plate, it's already going to come with pre-installed bolts. There's 2 there, which is the ones that we just took off. There's 2 towards the back right there, which are the ones that we already took off. And then there's 2 more way in the back, which are a little bit smaller, and those we took off when we took off the rear skid plate. So let's go ahead and install it. Nothing too hard about this. The cool thing about the skid plate, these are also 17 millimeter. So just as an FYI. What I'm gonna do here is just kind of hand tighten it while holding it in place, and then I'll go ahead and tighten them down after. Alright, I'm gonna hand tighten the ones in the rear as well. And then right now I'll get you guys a close-up with the camera angle so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing as well. Alright, so now that I've hand tightened it, I'm just going to go ahead and tighten them down securely now, so that way it just doesn't fall. But we're going to go ahead and tighten this bolt and this bolt. Both of those are a 17 millimeter. Let's go ahead and tighten these 2 down here. Alright, once you've tightened those, I'll show you right now, there's 2 more at the bottom. Now that I've finished this bolt, this one, and that one, we're going to go ahead and scoot towards the back so I can show you where the other 2 are. Now looking at the back of the skid plate, you're going to notice there's one there and one there. As stated, I just hand tightened them, but you want to go ahead and now get your 12 millimeter socket because that's the size of the bolt. Let's go ahead and tighten it down now. Once you're done, now let's go ahead and look at it and enjoy the finished product. One thing that I did want to know, because I know someone's probably going to ask about the oil filter. So you can actually locate it from here. All you need to do is remove 4 bolts and you can remove the cover for it and get access. So that's pretty awesome. So let's go ahead and now look at the finished product. So I hope you guys did enjoy this super simple install. As I said it in the beginning, I would highly recommend you get a skid plate of any kind, especially if you guys off-road. I would highly recommend probably going with CBI, which if you do want to purchase a CBI skid plate, it's going to be in the description box below. But for now, I'm okay with this one. It's actually really heavy, so as I stated, if you do have someone to help you out and you're kind of weak maybe, get someone to help you out. But if you feel like you can accomplish it with yourself, then go ahead. I basically did it on my own, just kind of used my knees and just kind of played with it a little. As you guys saw, you can accomplish it, nothing too hard. For this actual skid plate, I do got to give a big thanks to Toyota of Corona for providing me this one, so I do appreciate that. And if you guys do want to check them out, I'll make sure to link their info in the description box below. If you guys do want to purchase a brand new Tacoma or anything like that, even if it's a different vehicle on their lot, like I stated, their information is in the description box below. So please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.